This is Required Watching, and we are again coming to you from the London Film Festival, talking about another documentary which I saw and loved called Patrice the Movie. It's a documentary that talks about the exploration of life, work, and a lasting impact of a figure who has transcended and still faces and struggles and goes through oppression, systemic oppression, and she's a symbol of activism and cultural change. The film takes a wonderful, playful take on storytelling to bring you something real and emotional while making sure that you are left with a bit of levity that, to be honest, characterizes Patrice's outlook on life. Um, and it's kind of exciting to do so. Patrice, the movie, is about a disabled couple who are in their 50s, Patrice and Gary, and all they want is to get married. But because they are two people receiving disability benefits, if they get married, they actually risk losing those benefits. That's right, two people on disability can't get married without potentially losing those benefits. Um, so they decide to do a commitment ceremony. And what seems rather insignificant is incredibly profound on someone's life, not being able to simply marry because you have a disability is insane. It's not something that I ever realized, that simply getting married is uh, uh, an ableist privilege that I have. That's not something to really that I've ever thought about, and it's really sad that anyone has ever have to go through that kind of scrutiny and lose their livelihood. They can't even live together, and it's a shame that they found each other in love and friendship, and they aren't able to celebrate and live their lives as a married couple. What this documentary does that's really fun is takes viewers on different phases of Patrice's life. We get to learn about her early years going into a mental institution, her relationship with her parents, and really, I think how, unlike anybody else, how that has shaped her into the person that she is today. It's incredible to see how positive she is, how much she struggles with things that some people don't think about, and how her friends struggle with things that you just won't think about. But what they do, what Patrice does, what Gary does, and how they live a life in spite of those things, and they embrace those things. I'm sure they would love to be quote unquote normal, or wish some of those tricky life things away. But the strength that each one of them hold, and I'm specifically thinking about the best friend, and I forget her name, but think about the best friend who has all of these anxieties and worries, and she finds things difficult, but she goes out of her comfort zone to support Patrice because Patrice has always supported her. Um, and it couldn't be more lovely to see such a genuine relationship and a genuine friendship. And I think this movie is made because of Patrice's disabilities. I think it felt very real time that they decided that they wanted to get married, and it felt very real time that they couldn't do that. And I don't know what the impetus was or what the goal was in making this film before those things came up. I don't know how long the filmmakers were following these people, but it's almost that light-hearted film that obviously has this character arc that I wish I saw more of. I wish I saw um, everyday people kind of living life and seeing how just the roll of the dice that we're all kind of given when we're born, how we handle those situations. And I think this film does a really good job at just being a fly on the wall at the same time as purely it's like entertaining you with maybe some very heavy topics and very heavy things that's gone on in her life. Um, and there's one particular moment where her car breaks down and she can't. She tells us that she started a GoFundMe to get a new car, and the GoFundMe money was successful. Well, the GoFundMe campaign was successful, but because of that, it actually went, she had to get taxed on it or whatever the case was. So she actually lost her benefits for a period of time because she did a GoFundMe to get a car so she can go from A to Z. This woman has like 2 jobs, I believe, at the time, and she has to like put one job on hold. And it's just incredibly frustrating to watch people who need help suffer in any way, shape, or form. Like a basic need like transportation, and she couldn't just get a bus there. It would have taken too long. It makes me sad. I've been in positions like this, and it just makes me incredibly sad that we don't have anything in place to protect people who need help, and yet we do so much to protect people and give people more when they already have more than enough. It's not. I'll get off my soapbox regarding that, but it just made me It made me realize the power of documentaries and filmmaking, and be able to shed light on real stories while still being entertaining and still having the ability to say something without, yeah. Anyways, thanks. Not about required watching or not. I definitely recommend. It's one of my favorite films at the film festival so far, so I definitely recommend it. If you have any films that you want me to watch, please let me know. This is a film club, so like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.